Podcast, WATP.
The show hosted by Dave, Adam, and Mike. And the description is two brothers and their nephew being ridiculous.
Who could resist?
Oh, this is one of those shows. And there's a lot of these shows lately I've been noticing where everyone's like, hey, we should start like a podcast and a YouTube channel.
Yeah, the classic.
Yeah. So they put out a recent episode, May 22nd, this dropped. It's episode 19, Conspiracy Theory. And the way they introduce themselves, they have these fake names and stuff. And they introduce themselves with hilarious jokes and hilarious names. I think you're already sighing. I think you're going to like this.
Well, yeah, the voices are great. It reminded me of our Kevin doing like the fop. Only not nearly as good.
Okay.
So here we go.
Yeah, let's hear it.
And I'm an amateur go-kart champion.
And I am Adam Archipelago Francis. I once ran 1,000 miles.
Oh.
And I am Jonathan Slotzencox. My pronouns are what and huh. Little fact about me, I recently fell off a turnip truck, and that's when I realized nothing is real and it's all a simulation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hi, man. That's awesome.
So with that...
Incredible!
So,
I would like to recant my statement.
Yeah, this is a different episode of the one that I sent to you. Yeah.
But, not that they don't put on adaptations.
They still do.
Yeah.
But they're different characters on each show, and they do different style shows. So there's a newscast that we're going to get into in a moment. But this is their conspiracy theory show. And you'll notice that a lot of people make these pronoun jokes. Guess what my pronouns are? Right. This might be the worst one I've ever heard. My pronouns are what and huh. Good stuff. And I wish we could be as excited about drops as these idiots are. Do you see how happy they were when they hit that drop and they all lost their minds? It doesn't end there. This goes on laughing at drops.
With that,
Incredible!
so welcome.
Amazing!
Sir, go fuck yourself.
That's not the funniest thing you've ever heard, although you're reacting like it is.
No, I call that filler.
Is that, yeah, they don't know what to do, so they just go,
filler. Yeah, they're shrugging at each other.
Well, Christian Blatt brought up a good point in the chat here. He thinks it sounds a little bit like it's... These guys are more jacked up than Nick Ricade on a Tuesday night. Ha! Am I right? See what I did? All right. So now we get into... It's annoying when people over-laugh at things that aren't funny. How can you be more annoying than that? Well, let me show you an example.
Well, we're going to move on.
Okay, yeah. What are we doing
this
again?
Episode of Conspiracy Theories.
Oh, yes. Oh, that would be awesome.
Your face when you do that.
I should...
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I should point out real quick. I'm watching the video that's up on YouTube as we're clipping these. It's just a still image, but it does change from time to time. That's why I have the video up here, just so you can see what that is. But no one can see what they look like. No one can see this show. So it's like, man, the face you're making when you do that, encouraging him to make more annoying noises into the microphone.
Sure.
Which I would say, bad idea, if I were there.
Yes.
What do I know, though? I'm just a guy.
Yeah, and they do actually show at some point, maybe in the episode that I was watching.
Yeah, there's photos of them.
Yeah, and it doesn't look anything like what the artwork looks like.
No, it's amazing what AI can do. It can make it look way cooler than it actually is. Go figure.
Yeah, cold take, but whatever.
All right, so this is a conspiracy theory show, but is it? No, it's actually a hilarious comedy show. And what they do is they present 3 different conspiracy theories, and it starts with this one. The cubed Earth theory. You've heard of flat Earth. What if there was a cube Earth?
Our first topic of discussion, cubed Earth theory.
I don't think I've heard this one.
I don't know about cubed Earth. I'm going to have to hear this.
The flat earthers only have 1/6 of the real story. What they call Earth is actually a cube with 6 identical sides. On the 5 other sides of the cube, we all have 5 identical doppelgangers.
What?
That live out the same lives as we do. The government is keeping this information from us while they dig to the center of this cube.
So you're saying...
And because we live identical lives, the 5 other doppelganger governments will also be digging to the center. Once they all meet up in the core, they will form a 6-sided super doppelganger.
So you're telling me...
Oh my God, that's actually pretty scary.
Is it? It's actually pretty boring. I'm guessing they came up with the cubed Earth theory idea and then tried to figure out what it was.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. They're like, that's a funny name.
Yeah.
So what would that be? I don't know.
Yeah, that was much funnier than their bit, actually.
Yeah, right. All right, so tell me about this theory. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. But they do this other thing. So the next one that they talk about is the crash in 1947 at Roswell that everyone, including myself, thinks was probably like a alien craft. I know people make fun of me for that. But I think it was maybe an alien craft that crashed there. But they say, no. It was actually a pedophile ring. They were trafficking young boys. And that's what crashed at Roswell. Okay. And so then they got to figure out, do you think this theory is true or false?
I don't know why they would feel like dirigibles would be the best choice.
Well, they did.
All right, well,
and this is true or false? What are you thinking, guys?
I've come to a conclusion.
True, false?
True or false?
Factiction.
Yes. Okay. No, I'm going to call bullshit on this one. Dirigibles, not happening.
Aliens,
Yeah, that was fucking aliens. Everyone knows it. I mean, go to any gift shop in Roswell. It's obvious.
Right?
Yep.
All right. Well,
Next.
So this is also like an improv show. And so they have these little games so that they tell the story and then they go, whoa, that's crazy. And then they go, you think it's true or false? Well, I mean, it's made up. What are we supposed to do with that? How do you even make that funny?
Yeah, that is the question.
Do you think there were young children in that ship that pedophiles were fucking? Probably not. I don't know. What do you want me to say to that? I'm not sure.
I happened to spy that they had, well, this is inside of 20 episodes, so
yeah,
they're young, right?
No, they're old guys.
No, I mean, their show is young.
Yeah, but I had a show that only had a few epissodes. It was not nearly this bad.
Don't think I'm letting them off the hook on anything.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
I was just going to say, this isn't the improv thing.
Yeah.
That's not how you're going to win people over.
No. You're also not going to get on the Who Are These network with this kind of stuff. It's just, I'm not recruiting these guys.
Yeah, guys, you got to be way crazier.
Based on this shit. All right, I'll head back over to this conspiracy. Let's go to the newscast. Okay. All right?
Yes.
So they do this other show. This is their previous show, episode 18. And on this one, they're all playing like newscasters. They're pretending to give you a news report. And it starts off, and this is a comedy show, I assume, because they're all laughing and giggling and making shit up, right? It starts out with this story. I'm going to play you the entire story. I don't know what the point is. This is the first story out of this newscast. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the point is.
Good evening, world. This is Eldred McMacklin. I have a lead story of miners in Chile trapped for 5 days after a huge limestone quarry collapse, encasing the poor workers under 66,000 metric tons of rock. Now, they are alive, and they are using ropes to lower food down to these poor miners. There's 64 of them. Wow. Can you
Dear
believe
Lord.
it? Yes, thank you. So the authorities say it could take up to 14 months to clear all of the debris and rock to get the miners out. Therefore, these poor men, 64 of them, will be eating literally out of a bucket for over a year and missing their families. This is a terrible tragedy. There are other countries around the world that are assisting, hoping they can speed the process up. This is a developing story, and we will keep you updated. Now.
And then they transition to the next thing. What was the point of that?
That was a real news story.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, it's not.
Well, then exactly. What was the fucking point of
I don't know, because there wasn't even an attempt at a joke. I didn't understand it at all.
Yes, this was the episode that you sent me last night.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make heads or tails of it. But the first thing that stuck out to me is this is how newscasters talk.
No, it's not. Not even close.
They talk like Lucy Tightbox.
Right. Everyone knows that. So it starts off with that. And I go, oh, this is weird because I think it's trying to be comedy. And then right after that, it goes into this, which is the polar opposite of what you just heard.
I would like to turn this over to Emmy Award-winning investigative journalist Grant Flamberge.
Thank you, Eldrin.
You're welcome.
I'm Grant Flamberge. Scientists find that people who late merge onto 495 are gay. Studies show they take 15 interracial dicks at the same time and love it.
I've heard such things, yes.
Does that sound like a Rick and Morty character?
Yeah, the only reason I'm laughing is because that's why I thought of Kevin doing like a Trey Parker impression.
Okay. Yeah, so after the Chilean miners, it's like, it turns out scientists say if you late merge on 495, which I'm sure is hilarious to all those guys, you know they tell their family, you know that like at Easter, hey guys, have you listened to my podcast yet? You listen to our podcast yet? We all do a podcast. It's hilarious. Has anyone listened to it? Dad, you listen to it yet? Huh? Billy? You listen to it yet?
No,
guys,
we keep telling you no.
You guys liked it on Facebook. I wasn't sure. I posted on Facebook. I saw you gave it a thumbs up, so I wasn't sure if maybe you were checking it out.
Throwing a couple stars my way.
So, I mean, obviously, he's going for a certain style of humor there.
Mm-hmm.
And he keeps going. And it just gets more stupid.
Lawmakers are quick to pass a bill allowing the legal slaughter of all those late mergers. I can't wait, gentlemen. I have a katana at the ready.
Well, I could definitely murder stupid drivers. It would be a pleasure and an honor and a privilege.
I love murder.
Oof. Yeah. Their improv skills are brutal. So obviously they write some things down. They're like, all right, I'm going to write this down. And then they just try to riff on it. And you can tell when they start riffing on it.
Yes.
Because it is. I could murder some people. Yeah, I would murder people for doing things in traffic I don't enjoy. Yeah.
I love murder.
I love murder. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So this is a long clip, but this stuck out to me. Bear with us.
A cruise ship passengers on their way home from Jamaica had a lovely surprise. More good news, Ashwan.
Good.
A disgruntled worker burned about 4 tons, which is 8,000 pounds of marijuana through the ventilation system of a cruise ship, getting more than 3,700 people completely stoned within the same period of time. Now, no one became ill. Everyone was very happy and getting along. And the dessert table was empty. So, since it was such a success, the disgruntled employee got a raise, a fair share in the new cruise line that Cruise the World cruise ship.
I'm tapping out there. It goes on and on.
Was that going to get funny? You paused before it was going to get funny, right?
Well, I think he expected more from his
dessert
co-host.
table. No, but you missed the joke, though.
No, that was...
Because they got the munchies. All right, I don't even think... Oh, guys, this
He
is
was
embarrassing.
building to that.
This is embarrassing. Producer Chris doesn't get it.
Yeah.
So the marijuana everyone was getting high from gave him the munchies because, like, when you get stoned, you want to, like, eat junk food and stuff. Yeah. So where did they go? Hold on. Where did they go? They went to the dessert table on a cruise ship because, like, the cruise ship will have, like, desserts out and stuff.
Anyone ever tell you how funny you are?
I mean, I'm picking up on their humor. Now I get it. At first I thought they were stupid, but then I heard that. I was like, oh, that's actually... Why did he say how many tons converts to pounds? What was the point of that?
Because
that's
what newscasters do.
That's what newscasters do.
They also lose their affectation and start talking about how he started to talk like he was stoned.
Right.
He got lost in the fucking fake story.
It was so stupid, too, because it's just like, no one got sick. In fact, everyone was happy. Like, well, who brought up being sick? You're the one who introduced that concept. And it was such a success. Why is that a success? But having the dessert trays cleaned out doesn't benefit the cruise line. I don't want to overanalyze this, but I will. but I certainly will.
How did it get in the ventilation? Whatever.
I mean, that's a lot of pounds of marijuana to go through the ventilation, and they all got stoned at the same time.
At the same time, which is it fuels the plot to this.
Well, you know why? It's because people breathe all the time. It's not like I started breathing at 8 a.m. I started breathing at noon today. You know, when did you get stoned? So I guess that makes sense.
I don't like to brag, but
okay. So you heard that the guy who talked about the people who late merge on 495 and scientists say that they're gay or whatever. They introduced him as an Emmy Award-winning investigative journalist. Mm-hmm. And this other guy's a fucking moron.
You deserve all your Grammys.
I don't have any Grammys like you.
You're right. They're mine.
Grammys? For what music?
Yeah, Grammys are an award for music. I didn't know you were an award-winning musicality person as well.
Of course.
Well, I'll have to put that into your intro. That will be re-recorded.
Well, I will begin my weather report now, if you gentlemen don't mind.
Of course. Go.
Please, I'm very curious.
Great stuff. Wow. Really good improv, guys. Do they listen back to this and think, like, that's a pretty good episode? That's solid.
I think so. They seem a little bit full of themselves. And why are they talking like supervillains?
That's a good question, too. I can't figure out. I thought they were going for, like, a British accent or something at first.
Changes over
who
time.
knows? Who knows what they're doing?
And the other guy's like, guys, I'm doing the weather. Fuck you two.
Yeah.
You
can
suck.
I do the weather now and stop talking about this nonsense? So then he does do the weather, and it's crazy stuff. Like, it's going to snow in Alaska. They're like, wow. This is the worst joke that they come up with, and joke. It's not a joke. It's terrible.
It's nice.
It's a little windy in Chicago today with gusts up to 37 miles per hour. That explains the nickname, am I right?
Yeah. Good kite weather.
It is, for sure. You know.
Hey, it's gonna be windy in Chicago. Good
Why?
kite weather. Good stuff, guys.
You're fired.
Good kite weather is what you came up with for that one, huh?
There have been no laughs.
What do you mean?
None.
Well, if you thought that was bad,
Okay.
wait until you find out what's happening over Kansas. Because, you know, Kansas sometimes will get tornadoes. So,
Since when?
well, check out this hilarity.
Twisters have been reported in Kansas, but rest easy. It's just the annual Chubby Checker Convention. Thanks. That's my time, everybody. Back to you, Eldrin.
Well, thank you for that report. I was enthralled with it.
The annual Chubby Checkers Convention is why there are twisters in Kansas.
Thank you for connecting the dots.
I'm going to let everybody settle down after that one.
Yeah, let's let that breathe.
Yeah, I'll let that one breathe. People are probably still laughing. This dude is fucking corny. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad.
All right. So Elderin there then reads a story. He goes, well, I'm going to tell you guys a good story. Some good news. We don't talk about good news enough on here. And he says, there's a small town in Maryland where there was, by the way, the name of the town is Accident. And there was an accident in Accident, Maryland. I mean, it's almost like airplane here. You know, Roger. It's your Victor. And so he says, in Accident, Maryland, there's an accident with an 18-wheeler that was full of air freshener. And that after the crash, Accident, Maryland smelled amazing for 5 days. And listen to the worst improv ever.
Grant, tell me, how would you enjoy, living in a town that smelled like beautiful air freshener for at least 5 days?
I would love it. I would.
It does sound nice.
Yeah. Ashawan, would you enjoy a fresh-smelling town?
I would. It sounds like a lovely turn of events. I mean, if
Right.
any kind of, you wouldn't want an oil spill or a gasoline truck or anything like that.
Good
so.
points.
I hate this fucking show.
Holy shit.
Grant, this is going great.
You couldn't make a joke about not smelling like somebody's accident?
It's terrible. These guys have nothing. It's a horrible premise.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come up with anything good. But at the same time, it's like, why are you guys even trying to do this? You can't do it.
But it does sound like they're trying to stifle their own laughter. I really think that they're having a blast.
You think they're having a blast?
Yeah, because you can almost hear their criticism of our roast. I'm like, oh yeah, we're just
taking it too seriously.
yeah, we're hanging,
Yeah.
having fun,
just goofing around.
Don't put it out there, you fucking assholes.
It reminds me of what I say about Frenchie Hanna. Why are you doing a show? You can't talk. You can't connect thoughts in your head. Why are you putting
You
yourself
have no
out
point.
there?
You have no
why are
point
you
to
putting
make.
yourself out there like that? Like, these guys are the most unfunny people you've ever met, and they're like, we should probably do an improv style show together and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, man, we like sitting in chairs with microphones.
Yeah, who doesn't? What a great time. All right, so John F. Kennedy was killed, and they have a conspiracy on that.
This one really hit me, boys. This theory is that JFK killed himself.
What?
While driving on parade route through Dallas, Texas on November 22nd, 1963, the 35th president of these United States, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, became so bored and disinterested, because let's face it, parades suck,
They do.
that he ordered his Secret Service detail to, quote, just shoot me.
You know what? That is not far-fetched.
It's also not killing yourself,
That is true.
right? Is that considered suicide? You're like, can someone please shoot me? I wouldn't call that suicide. Like, someone has to make the determination, the decision
Yeah.
to go ahead and go through with that. So that was kind of stupid. All right, well, let's find out more about this. I'm sure they're going to turn this into comedy gold.
And you know that fucking Jackie O woman was a total fucking bitch. And his Secret Service guys, they would do anything for their president. Literally anything.
They have to follow every order.
every order. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, and he was probably like, this sucks more than leading the free world. Please.
and also his wife was an absolute dog.
You know, he was like, this sucks worse than leading the free world, which is the thing he was doing at the time. You guys don't even know what you're talking about.
No.
It's so nonsensical and stupid. You guys are terrible at this. Stop it. Stop putting this on YouTube. There's too many videos on YouTube. You're part of the problem. Too much. The algorithm's working too hard because of people like this who think they're funny and interesting, and they're not.
Right. And back to your earlier points, they started out with something that was scripted.
Yes.
And then they
try to riff.
They should have figured out by now they cannot do this.
Riffing's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. But
Who has encouraged this? Kind of like the family thing that you were talking about. Like,
yeah, well, it's
oh,
crazy.
you guys are great. Go do a podcast. Get the fuck
It's
away from
crazy to me that like you have these two brothers who are probably in their 40s or 50s, and then their nephew who's an adult.
Yeah.
Like, why was he hanging with these two?
Yeah, should know better.
Yeah, they're embarrassing. Well, we're going to take off one of these days. So this next clip I have for you has it all. This has everything you need to know about this show. I didn't want to present it this way, but this is the clip that sums up this show for me.
Wasn't his Secret Service name, the Secret Service guy, wasn't his name Francisco?
Potentially.
Maybe it was just Frank. He was probably like, Frank, fucking shoot me. Just shoot me. And Frank was probably Frank was
just
like,
shoot me, Frank.
Frank was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will definitely shoot. Are you sure? Are those your orders, sir? Are those your orders? Yes, these are my orders. And then Frank fucking goes, okay.
Hold on a second, because the one guy was doing that hilarious JFK impression, and he was like doing it over the other guy. But then the other guy was doing the Frank impression, which was really good. But then Frank and JFK had the same voice there. Like, I'm loving the voice acting, and we're going to get into Fully work in a minute. But let me just back that up a little bit, because it sounds to me like the same character was talking to himself.
Are those your orders, sir? Are those your orders? Yes, these are my orders. And then Frank fucking goes, okay, no problem.
So,
Oh, my ears loved that.
I've seen the video of JFK being shot. I don't think it was that many bullets.
and at point blank range.
Yeah, it would be overkill.
Yeah, they're having a conversation.
For sure. But funny stuff, guys. Really good. Yeah. So then, because on all of these conspiracies, they have to say, well, do you think that one was real? Do you think it's not real? Which, guys, if you continue to do this show, and you shouldn't, get rid of the is it real or not real? These are supposed to be jokes to begin with. So what are you supposed to do with this shit?
our secret.
Did you have a theory, Adam? Because I'm all on board on this one.
Real or unreal?
All right. Let me spit it to you straight, Jack.
Slobber on us, baby.
All right.
Oh, that was good.
All right, I have a theory for you guys.
What the fuck just happened? What are they laughing at?
How bad they suck.
I guess. Hopefully that's embarrassment.
I hope so.
It's the only thing I can hope. But did you pick up on why this show is called The Damn Podcast? Or That Damn Podcast?
No, I actually meant to ask you, but I didn't want to seem stupid.
It's all caps, DAM, because it's hosted by Dave, Adam, and Mike.
Okay.
Because the hosts are what's important here.
I didn't bother to look at their names.
Everyone is pining for Dave, Adam, and Mike and their comedy stylings. So they're like, where do I find these? Oh, damn. Okay, good. That's probably them. Even the name fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Everything about this show is garbage.
Yeah, and there's a bunch others called that or something similar.
course, yeah.
So when I lost your link and tried finding it like a boomer when I was in my car,
Yep.
7 others came up.
Yeah, of
that were
course.
similar. So, try harder, guys.
It's bad on every single level. But at least they don't think that they're going to like make people pay for this or that this is going to be a thing people would support, right?
Thanks for tuning into That Damn Podcast. And be sure to like and subscribe. Send donations to my PayPal so we can keep this thing going.
Use promo code GARBOINTELES34 for the Cogwatch.
And that's how it ends, by the way. I didn't cut that right there. That's how the episode came to a conclusion. So thanks, Troy Smith. Thanks for finding that. How are people finding these shows?
Who are these podcasts?